In this video, I'm going to answer a question that a lot of people ask me, and that is, what is the process that I use to record all of my content pieces for YouTube? Because right now I run two different YouTube channels that both upload two different videos a week. So each channel releases 104 pieces of content every year. That means in total, every year I'm uploading 208 new pieces of long form YouTube content with videos ranging anywhere from 8 minutes through to 30 minutes. What I want to do right now is break down the exact process that I use that allows me to generate so much content every single week and every single year. And what I need to really stress at the start of this video is that creating regular content for YouTube is the core foundation of my 7-figure business. Now, for context, if we've never met before, my name is Aaron Young and I have two separate YouTube channels. The one that you're seeing right here, it runs under my 7-figure coaching brand, where I teach people all the strategies that I use to change from an overworked, stressed out freelancer to a content creator, which is what the focus is now. And my second YouTube channel is a YouTube channel which has been running for 2 years and now has over 80,000 subscribers and is the largest Google Ads only training channel right now on YouTube. So this process which I'm about to take you through is one that I've refined over time, and it now allows me to, as I said, create over 200 pieces of content for YouTube every year, while still being able to enjoy my life and go on holidays and not feel stressed out. So with all that said, let's now get into the step-by-step process. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'll also share with you the 3 main things that you need to focus on to make sure that you always have a never-ending stream of high-quality content. Because the process that I'm going to share with you right now is the process that works for me. But if you understand these 3 core principles, you can then create a process that works for you and matches your personality and your workflow through the week. So for me, the process that I use is that I record every single Monday. And the reason for this is because in my work schedule right now, I work 4 days a week from Monday through to Thursday. And I find that I am the freshest and the brightest on a Monday. I've had a 3-day weekend and I haven't yet wasted any mental energy or emotional energy on just everything that I need to do in my week, from answering emails to organizing the operational side of my business, through to coaching calls, through to different strategies and reviews I'm completing, through to the new courses I'm releasing. So I prioritize content right at the start of the week so that I'm the freshest, both mentally and emotionally and all of those different things. But I also do it right at the start of the week, because you may have been in that case before where you're all primed up for a good week or a good day. You open up your email and an emergency pops up. It takes over your full day and potentially your full week. So I focus my content right at the start of the week so that none of those distractions can really sidetrack me from creating the content that I need to create. And what I also do on Mondays, I'm also creating anywhere between 4 to 6 pieces of content every Monday. And what that allows me to do is that I like to stay 2 to 6 weeks ahead of schedule. And the reason for why that is so important is because if I'm ever sick one Monday, or I just need to take a break from creating content, if I'm always ahead of my schedule, it means that I don't have to stress out and I don't have to rush to get edits, or I don't have to rush to finish thumbnails. I've got plenty of time to make sure that I'm on track for all of my upcoming releases. So that first bit is about scheduling. Now I want to really dive into what my Mondays look like. And for me, I break my Mondays up into 2 halves. In the mornings, I'm writing my scripts, and in the afternoons, I'm recording. So when it comes to writing my YouTube scripts, I do the important things first. I get a good cup of coffee. And on Mondays when I'm writing content, personally, I like to listen to a good record just in the background. So that means I definitely stay away from my daughter's Taylor Swift collection. Now, while I love the classics like Queen or the Beatles, they just don't quite set the right mood for writing content for me. And I even bypass some of the classic Aussie bands because I'm from Australia, like Cold Chisel and Crowded House, because let's face it, both of those artists are best enjoyed sitting around a fire with a nice drink in your hand, singing those classic songs with your friends. And then I even bypass Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Killers, and Foo Fighters because they're just a bit too high upbeat for writing for me. So that's why I stick to something like a good Daft Punk record just playing in the background. And then I also like to write on my laptop in my dining room where I can see outside, see the sunshine, because it just helps me to be a little bit more creative rather than being in my studio, which is a little bit darker and soundproof for, for recording reasons. Now, that's just personal preference, but as I said, I prefer to go and see the outside when I'm writing my scripts. But just before I get into the writing of my scripts, I do use an external tool called TubeBuddy. And the reason for why I love TubeBuddy is because it allows me to really hone in my ideas for video topics and look to see which ones have the highest search volumes. And also it helps me to see any themes where I think that I could create some better content than other content that's there. So where I see some content gaps, and then it really solidifies some different ideas and really lets me know whether that is going to be a good video to focus on. Now, extra tip that I also recommend is that you should always have a Google Sheet or a Google Doc ready that is also on your phone. And the reason for this is because I know that many times at night or when I'm out and about or through the week, I'll get different ideas for some potential video topics and I'll put them straight away into this Google Sheet. And then that way, when I come back on Monday, I can start to plan out, and I've always got a bank of different video ideas that I can check with that tool TubeBuddy to see whether it's going to be a worthwhile video topic for my channel. And then from there, it comes to the part where I actually write out my video script, and I pretty much write out my video script word for word. Now, the reason for why I do this is twofold. One, it allows me to repurpose that content, because what happens with my video scripts, I then give that to my team and they become a collection of blogs, which goes on my website. So I'm repurposing my YouTube video script that I can then also get my team to rewrite for a blog, which then helps my SEO ranking. And then I also use it for my email teaching of the week. So basically I'm repurposing that content and that script isn't wasted. And then the other reason for why I write out my script is I found very early in the piece that this was the fastest way for me to record my videos. I never have to worry about taking it in one take, and I've always got a really clear idea on what I'm talking about in each video. And after I've written those scripts, now comes the time where I actually go up into my studio and do the recording of the videos. Now, because I'm a YouTube educator and this process would work best for all of you YouTube educators out there, I recommend using a GoPro. Now, personally, I use a GoPro, but you could also just get away with recording on an iPhone, just as long as it can record 4K video. But the reason for why I like either of those options is because they're relatively cheap, especially when you look at some really, high quality videos, and they're really, really simple to set up because you don't need to worry about focus. For me, I've got an individual spot that I know where I need to put it on the desk, and then it's set up on its tripod. I then also have a USB microphone and we're good to go. So that's what we do with the video. So I recommend just using a simple camera like a GoPro or your own phone. For a microphone, I've got a Rode microphone, but you could also use a cheaper microphone like a Blue Yeti, which was one that I used for the first 18 months of my YouTube journey. And then what you need to also do is, depending on where you are recording, you would need to have some good lighting. I went into Amazon and purchased a softbox lighting kit for under $100. And then I also do recommend that you create some kind of acoustic wall. Now, the way that I did this is that I went onto Amazon, bought some really, really cheap foam tiles, then went to my local hardware store and just stuck them onto bits of wood. And I've then put them up around my office wall. And that has made the world of difference when it comes to sound quality for my videos. Remembering, we're not looking for perfection. We're just wanting to make sure that it's got good lighting and good sound so that it's easy for people to follow along. And when my lighting and my audio and my camera is set up, then I just press record and I start recording. Now, I do record separate audio and video tracks. My audio tracks are recorded in a free program. I use Mac, so that's GarageBand. I don't know what the Microsoft equivalent is, but I'm sure they would have one. If you're using Microsoft and you use a free audio tool, why don't you put what you use down in the comments? And then it's a matter of me recording my videos. Now, the way that I find this the best to do is I actually position my computer over here to the left with my camera in front of me. And what that allows me to do is that I can then look at my script and then I come back and record. So I'm only ever recording in little snippets. So I'll record for about 20 or 30 seconds, look at my notes, then record again. Now, you might do that somewhere different, but for me, I find that the simplest way to make sure that I don't repeat myself, to make sure that I don't waffle on, and to make sure that I'm covering everything that I wanted to cover in my teaching. And that is the great thing about YouTube, is that you can edit out all your pauses, all your ums and all your ahs, so that it's a nice, clean, finished product for people who are watching your videos. And then when I've finished all of the recording, so I'll record, as I said, anywhere between 4 to 6 videos at once. I then name them all and then upload them into a Google Drive for my video editing team to edit the videos. Now, thankfully, I'm at the stage where I've got my own video editor. I do know that for the first about 75 videos, I was doing all of the editing myself. That was taking a big amount of time, but I still pretty much followed that same process, and I even broke things down into different audio tracks and video tracks because I did find that even if I was editing the video myself, it was far easier to do it with a structured format like that. So that's the exact process that I use to record all of my YouTube videos. Now, don't think that you have to use the exact process, because I'm really big on that. You need to find something that works for you, that's repeatable, so that after you've done it for a couple of weeks, it becomes something that's really second nature to you. So when it comes to setting up my studio, getting ready for it to record, I can do that in 5 minutes. So as I said, in the morning, I focused on writing my scripts. I then, have a little bite to eat, come and set up my studio, which takes 5 minutes, and then I just go into the process of recording. But as promised at the start of the video, I want to finish now by just really letting you know the 3 core principles that you should be following in order to create YouTube content really easy. Because as I said, that exact process that I laid out may not be the perfect fit for you, but what you do need to do is you need to revolve it around these 3 core principles. But I do want to also stress that if you really want to monetize your channel, the fastest way of doing that is creating your own courses so that you can use your YouTube channel to generate more leads for your online course creation, paid communities, or your coaching business. And if you want to know the exact steps that I use in order to monetize my channel through creating courses, I want you to follow that link in the description below where you can get access to my course creation checklist kit. But with all that said, let's now get into those 3 core principles. And the most important thing is that you need to find a repeatable process that works for you, with the key being a repeatable process. You don't want to be chopping and changing your process every single week. At the start of creating your own content, yes, you will go through and try some different things. You'll find some things that work for you, some other things that don't. But as fast as possible, you want to create your own routine. So as I said, for me, I create content on Mondays in the mornings. As I said, I write my content, record in the afternoons, but for you, a Wednesday may be a better fit, or a Saturday may be a better fit. Or you may want to write your content on a Friday afternoon and then come back and record it on a Monday morning. Whatever the time and the way that you want to write and record your content, the only thing I would say is to make sure that that is a repeatable process that is locked away in your diary and it is prioritized in your diary. What you want to make sure is that it is a repeatable process that you can do every single week. Because that leads us to the second point, is that you need to prioritize creating content over everything else. Now, as I said, the easiest way for me was to block out Mondays, but for some people that just may not be practical. A Wednesday may be a better day for you, or you may want to write your content on a Friday afternoon and then record it on a Monday morning. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is, it just needs to be a day that you can block out every single week and that you can get in and do your content without trying to overcome other distractions. Because the worst thing I found is going to a meeting, then trying to write a script, then going to another meeting and trying to record again. You may want to block out a week and go, 1 week a month, we're going to just batch as much content as possible. Whatever the situation is, you just want to make sure that it is prioritized in your calendar for that whole year. And then thirdly, you want to have a very clear content strategy. Now for me, I have a Google Sheet that I've also downloaded onto my phone. So wherever I am, and I have had times before where I wake up in the middle of the night with a different YouTube idea and I'll quickly write that in. So what I mean by that is that you want to have a strategy for recording new ideas and being able to research it. So for me, Google Sheet, and then I also use TubeBuddy to do my research. So thank you for joining me. My name is Aaron Young from 7 Figure Coaching, and thank you for asking that question. If there's anything else that you would like me to teach on, why don't you do a couple of things. Firstly, subscribe and also turn on that notification bell so that you never miss any of my videos. And if you've got any other things that you'd like me to create content on, why don't you drop it in the comment below and I'll be sure to come back and create a video especially for that question. And if you want to use your YouTube channel to build your own 6 or 7 figure business, you are going to need to make sure that you've got a repeatable process to generate leads through your YouTube channel. And if you want to see how I create my high converting sales funnels running off my YouTube channel, go through and watch this video right here. See you next time.